discuss how Likkle ideas are transformed into big dreams. On the toolkit, and you will access a lot of resources. A lot of the information that we presented here today, there are a lot of activity sheets. So we encourage you to download some of that information. Also, there's a digital swag bag with Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Doreed Whitlock, and welcome all of you to another edition of Likkle Byte Ideas. I'd like to get my co-host in here. I'm battling a cold, so I'm going to try to power through. But let me get my co-host in, Megan Samuel Fields.
Hey, good afternoon, Doreed, and good afternoon, everyone. Glad to see you, Doreed, and sorry about your cold. Hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, I don't feel bad physically. I'm just a little stuffy and eyes are watering, so I'll make it. I see that we have Oyenike
we do.
in our waiting room. But I want to welcome everyone today. If it feels like New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve, it's actually webinar Eve. It's a day before the big day. We've been putting in a lot of work getting ready for our webinars. We haven't had one in a long time.
Exactly.
So we usually try to do one in January. So I was pleasantly, I'm so happy that we decided to pull one off in January. January is a month of affirmation. And we are delighted to be able to bring you another edition of one of our webinars. Now, we have a guest who has been with us. I mean, we've been working with Oyenike for quite a while. And today we are going to be talking about we're setting the tone for the webinar. And so, Megan, if you can bring Oyenike in so that we can talk about today's topic. Oyenike is in the UK. Hi, Oyenike. How are you?
So good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to our prelude edition of Unveiling Prosperity. I have my tea. I wish we could send you some tea telepathically.
Honestly, I told Megan that me being here today is a miracle. I'm not really 100%, but I hope you can also hear me. My voice is not really loud enough. I'm glad I'm here.
We're so happy to have you.
I'm glad to support in the momentum towards this webinar. I'm excited about it.
Fantastic.
Exactly. So this is what it's for me. Thank you so much for having me.
We're so glad to have you. I'm getting chills already because I know you're going to bring the message. Today we're talking about mapping your money, mapping your money moves, simple steps to build wealth and secure your future. So we're getting ready for our pathway to prosperity, and we're going to start mapping our moves today. So Oyenike, why don't you take it away? And tell us a bit about this important topic. I know you always have, I love reading your stuff. You always have great perspective. Before you get started though, why don't you tell our guests a little bit about you? We know you well.
That's a good start.
And you've written a lot of, she's a finance person, but what I really like is her books and her topics. And she has a newsletter, and she has such a great way of putting things over. It makes you get excited about talking about money and managing money. So Oyenike, tell our guests a bit about your journey as a finance person. I guess you're an accountant as well as an author. So tell us a bit about that. And of course, a woman of God. Tell us a bit about that journey.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me again. I've been here. This is like the third time I'm being on.
I think so. Yeah.
So it's becoming a little bit like normal now.
Yeah.
Yeah. My name is Oyenike. Full name Oyenike I was born in Nigeria, but I've been living in England for like nearly 23 years. So this is like home now for me. I'm an accountant. I'm a management accountant by profession. Um, I I still work in corporate, so I still have like normal corporate job, and I love what I do. But I also have like something I do on the side. I call it it's like a passion of mine, well, from my own personal journey. So I call it lifted finance. So a lot of people are quite subscribed to it. And I started Lifted Finance based on my own personal journey of when I struggled so much with my finances. I was in debt. When I became debt free, when I started learning a lot of ins and outs of how money works in finance school and accounting school, they didn't teach us how to manage money.
Exactly.
You say they teach us the theory, but the practicality of actually how to actually win with money, to actually make money grow, to make money multiply, for you to actually be prosperous is not actually been taught. I can balance all the books. I know all the tea tables and things like that. So personal experience prompts me to, I'm not going to keep this to myself. I'm going to share all this wealth of knowledge with the people around me. So I just started. I see myself as a financial educator. I'm back to school now, studying to be a qualified financial advisor. But
Oh,
right now,
fantastic.
everything I'm going to tell you is just from the perspective of this journey of being in debt, being out of debt, completely debt free, and just sharing the story of how, if I could do it, you too can. Things like, I had so much in me that I knew that I might not have the physical audience. So I started writing. I remember writing the first book two, three, four, and last December I published book number 18. So
Oh,
it's just one of
wow.
those things about this thing about, okay, investing. I've written two books about investing. This thing about coming out of debt. I've written a book about that. Things about the children and money, financial things.
Mhm,
I've
mhm.
written about that. Things about relationship and money. Things about financial boundaries. As this knowledge and this experience I'm going through, because interacting with people and actually seeing what goes on out live is making me actually see that a lot of people are ignorant when it comes to financial education. So this is just my way of just pushing knowledge out. So books all over the world. I'm happy. Megan mentioned one of my books going to be giving out tomorrow. I'm really excited
Yes,
about. I'm really excited
absolutely.
about
Wow.
that.
Yes, yes.
When Grandma Mary came to England a couple of months ago, I went to see her in London. I packed some of those books. I gave them to her. So it's just that's just about me in the nutshell. It's just about
Mhm.
awareness of how money works, how anybody can win with money,
Yeah.
how there's no useless case when it comes to so much in debt. I'm not making enough money. How can I increase my wealth? How can I multiply my money? How can I save? How can I have good habits? Those are part of the things I'm sure the webinar tomorrow is gonna cover. So I'm just gonna
Hmm.
just drop bit and bits here and there just to encourage people, because the best investment anyone can make in themselves is knowledge.
Yeah.
And you don't get that knowledge by just looking from afar. You get it by seeking. I mean, desperately seeking for it. And I'm
Yeah.
very sure that tomorrow is just going to be full loaded with knowledge. And people will just not take on the knowledge, but they're going to take action. So that when we
Yeah.
do this again next year,
Yeah.
2026, people can tick things off the box that, yes, they have been able to accomplish this in their finances.
Hmm.
And that is how progress is made.
And that's
Fantastic.
we share a similar passion in getting the word out about understanding finance. It's not just for the accountants and the finance people. It's for everybody, and for you to really take control of your financial life. So I see your passion and I share it. So I'm just so thankful and grateful. So if we jump into the topic, one of the things you're talking about mapping your money moves, simple steps to build wealth and secure your future.
Yeah,
For me, I think always the first step is to really have a plan. Because if you
absolutely.
don't have a plan, where are you going? So I would love to hear you speak about that.
Okay. You know, I've been thinking of that topic, roadmap. And
Hmm.
roadmap simply means just a strategic plan. Plan on all the outlines of step by step on how to get from one place to the other. And also the necessary milestones along the journey. That's just what
Mm-hmm.
roadmap is all about.
Right.
Now, if I want to come to the Caribbean tomorrow and I pick up a call, I hope you can still hear my voice. It's still a
Yes,
little bit
yes.
loud today.
Yes, we can hear you.
The airline or here host is gonna ask me that where would you like to go, please? If I tell them I want to come to Barbados, for example. The next question they're gonna ask me that from where are you coming, flying from?
Mm-hmm.
That is something about roadmap.
Right.
There's just always three requirements when we're talking about we want to create a roadmap for ourselves. And roadmap we're talking about here is financial roadmap. We need to know where we are, the starting point. The starting point will determine how we're going to get to the end point. So 2 points. The starting point, where are you? And the end point, where would you like to go? And then the in between, how will you get there? Those are
Mm-hmm.
three necessary checkpoints. Now, the starting point is the most crucial because if you don't know where you are, you don't know how, you don't know the effort, you don't know the strategy, you don't know the principles, you don't know the habits you have to put in place to get to where you want to go. And I'm going to be very practical. Now, I have, let's cite an instance that I don't have emergency savings. We all know that savings is important. Savings is necessary. A lot of people's life are messed up because they don't have this thing called savings. When life curveballs eat, they find themselves struggling or borrowing money or going back into debt. So savings is necessary. So if the only goal someone is setting, maybe for this year is, Nike, I don't have savings, but this year I want to have $1,000 saved for emergency. That is a goal. That is a starting point. I always say that. For example, another starting point could be I have four credit card and I want to be good with money this year. One of my goals this year is to clear one of the credit card. That is the starting point. That's your goal. Be credit card free, backlist free. $1,000 emergency savings. That is the starting point. That's the
Mm-hmm.
goal. That's the goal. Now the starting point is where am I in my finances? Let me start a practical example. I went to see a friend in Tamworth. Tamworth is somewhere in the Midlands in England, and I put the
Mm-hmm.
sat nav. I put the postcode in my sat nav, and 3 hours journey. It got to a place, and the sat nav said, "You have now reached your destination." I looked left to right. I was like, "No, no, 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 no. This is nowhere." Because I was right in the middle of the countryside, bushes all around me, and cows mooing. I knew that wasn't my destination. So, what did I do? Thank goodness I had a signal. I called my friend. I said, Gloria, I think I'm lost. And you know the question Gloria asked me? Gloria said, where are you? That's the importance of that starting
Mm-hmm.
point. If Gloria doesn't know where I was, there is no way Gloria will have directed me to where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
So tomorrow, as you're having this webinar tomorrow, I want everybody to start thinking that where am I in my finances? And when I'm saying where am I, I'm not talking about physical location. I'm talking about where am I when it comes to how much income is coming in for me? How much expenses? Where is my money going? Where is my money going? I need to know. How much do I spend in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year? In fact, print your bank statement. How much did I spend last year? You need to know because it's
Mm-hmm.
important for you to know your current financial position. This is you being intentional about your finances.
Absolutely.
See, one thing anyone that wants to win with money, to achieve anything tangible in their finance could do is to be intentional. You have to make that decision, and no one will make that for you. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. You need to change something. I'm tired of borrowing and using credit card. You need to change something. I'm tired of living from hand to mouth and counting down to payday. You need to change something. You can't continue to do exactly the same thing and expect a different result. So
Mm-hmm.
if you want something different in your finances, then you have to make changes. And part of those changes is intentionality. You need to care enough about what happened to your money. Now, where am I in my finances? How much do I have coming in? So in a month, if you have $1,000 coming in for you, and in that single month, you find yourself spending $1,200 every month, then there's a problem. There's an imbalance. It means you're living beyond your means. It means you're spending more than what you have bringing in. Your account will never balance. You will always be on a negative. So where are you means, okay, I think all my needs is around 1,200 every month. I'm making £1,000. What can I do to increase that gap to 1,002 so I don't overrun every month? Those are the questions. Where are you? We answer. So how much is coming in? How much is going out? How much are my debts? Who do I owe money? List them out. You see, I do this exercise all the time. When I did it when I was in debt, I added our mortgage to it. It was almost $250,000 at that pounds at that time. I added everything. List them out. List your whole brother A, brother B, your whole Barclays, your whole this credit card, your whole student loan. List them out. That is your current position. You need to know. What is your credit score? In England, credit score means a lot of things. If your credit score is low, find out what can I do to have a better credit score. Those are the questions for the starting point. Know where you are. Because it's going to show you, okay, I've got issues here. How can I tackle it so I can achieve this goal of being better off at the end of the year when it comes to my finances? Now, the middle part is, the second question is, where would you like to go? You like to be debt free? You like to have savings pot? You like to have a bit of investing? How do you get there is the middle. Remember the three-way stream, three necessary points? Where are you, the starting point? Where would you like to go? Have that goal in mind. There was a season that the only goal I had was to be debt free. I didn't have any other goal. In fact, I want to encourage people, don't make your goal complicated, financial goals complicated. Look for at least maximum of 3 and work hard to tackle it. If your goal is, I've never invested before, but I want to really go in investing this year, because that's the only way your money grows. I'm going to talk a bit about investing in a bit. Then let that be a goal you focus on to achieve this year, and do everything within your power, knowledge, expert, support. Today I posted something on my social media platform. I said, asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. Ask people, ask questions, reach out to me, message. That is what knowledge. You must be thirsty enough for knowledge that you want to understand how this investing thing works. Every successful person you see out there, they did not make their money by saving it, putting in a savings account. All of them, they're all aggressive investors. That's the only way our money multiplies. That's the only way our money works for us while we're sleeping. So if investing is your thing for this year, let it be a big goal that you want to focus on. If savings is your thing, if clearing debt is your thing, that's it. So I've talked about the 3 points. Where are you? Where will you want to go? And how do you get there? Now, the how do you get there is the working plan. And this is the practicality. Now, I want to save money. There's something called financial discipline. You can never be financially successful if you're not disciplined. I mean, you need to know your needs from your wants. And I'm going to say this. We only have 4 needs. And I mean it. Mind my language. My voice is low, but I hope I'm echoing it. Just 4 needs. Now, and I'll call it out. Everything else outside of this bracket, they're wants. I'm saying this because a lot of people say they're struggling to save because they don't have extra. They're saying they're struggling to invest because they don't have extra. They're struggling to take things off the bucket list of when it comes to their finance management because the money is not enough. But a lot of people don't understand these needs and wants. Let me tell you what the needs are. Food. We need food. That's the fuel we need for survival. Number 2, we need shelter. A roof over our head. That is a need, that's a necessity. Number 3, we need basic clothing. I did not say designer. I said basic clothing. Yes. As you're looking at me, I can afford any amount of designer, but I don't have a single label of designer in my wardrobe. Basic clothing. Those that's three. Number four, I always include transportation or whatever you want to call your number four. But I travel miles just for me to be able to earn a living. So whatever, maybe you flight, maybe you work from home, that's fine. Maybe you travel, but that's important for you to be able to earn a living. You see, everything else outside of those scope to me, they have they're wants. See, the latest phone is a want. You only need a functional phone. The latest car is a want. You only need a car to take you from A to B. See, a lot of people are living in houses they cannot afford. A lot of people are driving cars they cannot afford. A lot of people are living large to please people that don't actually even care. Say, I always cite this instance that while I was working on my dad, I did not buy a single item of new clothing for myself for 3 years. For good 3 years. And you know what? Nobody noticed. Nobody even noticed. I was just wearing my old clothes. But the good thing is, when you start listening and start keeping up appearances, start comparison, start living you will never have extra. So Nate and one is very crucial. I'm still talking about how to get there, the process. We've talked about where are you? We've talked about where we want to go. And now the process of how to get there, the working plan. The working plan will stretch you. It will involve a lot of discipline. It will involve you paying yourself first. You see, those are one of those qualities and habits. It involves you doing a monthly budget. I mean, you must know what is coming in the month before the month money hits. You must have an idea of how much is going out. That's you being in control of your finances. You must understand that you don't spend the money you don't have. So I have a friend a few weeks ago, she was telling me she had an invite. One of her friends is doing a birthday in Turkey. I said, She said, I can't afford it. I said, just tell her then. She said, oh, I don't know. I said, you don't know, just say no. So the word no is the most liberating word that anyone that is financially savvy, that wants to win with money, needs to learn. You have to learn to say no without feeling guilty about. And by the way, no is a complete statement. You don't need to give an explanation after that.
Exactly.
We've got lawyers in the house. So when they say no, oh, you invited me to Turkey. It's going to cost you around £1,200 for the whole experience. I don't have it. I'm sorry. I tell you no. I'll send you your birthday gift. But learning how to put financial boundaries in place, just understanding that you don't have it. You cannot give what you don't have. Those are part of the habits and the discipline you have to instill in yourself. We're talking about mapping up our finances so that this time when we're doing this again next year, you are in a better place. You see, comparison is a thief of joy. It steals all happiness. Stop comparing yourself with somebody else. No, it's not worth it. Run your race and face front. I always say face front. You only know what you are aiming for, and just ascribe and just put in everything to make sure you achieve it. So I've said quite a lot.
But big stuff, big stuff.
So the most important thing are the 3 points when it comes to this roadmap. We know where we're starting from. We know where we're going. And then the discipline and the process of how to get there. In between the journey, you will need help. Ask for help.
Exactly.
In between journey, you're gonna need more education. Join events like this. They shouldn't be cajoling or they shouldn't force you to join anything that has to do with financial education. In fact, make it a habit to learn something new about money every day, no matter how small. How do they do this budgeting thing this girl is talking about? Go find out. Their books. YouTube is a university on its own. There's so much to learn. Let me stop there.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's spot on, Nike. And the other thing I would add in this roadmap that you're building, recognizing that for persons who haven't done this before or persons who have difficulty beforehand with the intentionality when you are working on your roadmap, have an accountability buddy, somebody who is going to keep you honest, somebody who is going to
Keep it
checking
real.
with you on a regular basis to ensure you're not slipping. Um, it goes a long way. I actually just created one, a group for us to maintain our financial goals. And so we are supposed to be checking in weekly with each other. It's no pressure, but we've all agreed that that's what we'll do. And already it's helping me. So there's accountability for me. It's not the financial part is sticking to my no sugar commitment, but it's what we can all do as we go on this journey. I can't sit here and tell you it's easy to do,
Absolutely.
especially if you don't have the skills already. But trust me,
Absolutely.
it's worth it. It's
Yes.
worth it getting into a plan, being intentional, knowing exactly where you are, where you want to end up, and how you're going to get there. And
Yes.
the how you're going to get there sometimes can seem daunting, but you know our motto, little by little. So you break this down. It doesn't have to, there's a phrase that says, or a riddle, how do you eat an elephant? And it's one bite at a time. So sometimes it looks daunting, but if you go step by step and keep focused on it, you can achieve your financial goals, whether it's saving, whether it's investing, whether it's being debt free. And I encourage everybody to have that as a goal. It doesn't mean you're going to be debt free by the end of 2025, but it might mean that you're closer to being debt free.
Yeah.
So it's something that can be done. We're here to help you along the way. Oyenike, I know your books are just so awesome. They are chock full of information and guidance to help persons along the way. So, and at our webinar tomorrow, we're really going to be digging into these things, speaking about investing, speaking about creating a roadmap, having a vision. That's the other thing too. You can't just talk it, you got to see it too. You have to
Absolutely.
see it in your mind. So you have to envision yourself walking out of the bank, jumping in the air because you just paid off your loan, or whatever it is your goal is. Envision it, make it as colorful as you want, and even have a vision board. So not just have it in your mind, physically have a board where you have the pictures of maybe the house you want to buy, or the trip you want to make, or whatever your goals are. Have that, but make it, you have to have a vision so that it's clear. And the Bible does say that. You gotta
Absolutely.
write the vision, make it clear.
You play. I have to actually say this: the power of a community. You see, a lot of the goals, and I have to say this again about goals. There are three types of goals. So if anyone is here, and I don't want anyone to be confused in preparing for tomorrow. There's something we call the short-term goals. These are goals that you can achieve within 1 year. So it could be like maybe just saving like $1,000 or something like that. It's something that you know. And I also say goal have to, the SMART acronym. It has to be specific. It has to be measurable. It has to be achievable. So if you know that your earning is like £1,000 or dollars every month, and you're aiming to save at least 1,000, you're aiming to save at least $100 every month. Is it realistic? Is it achievable? Those are the SMART objective of goals. So it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be achievable, it has to be realistic, and it has to be time bound. So in terms of the time bound, the short-term goals are goals you can achieve within 1 year. It could be just to save maybe just $500. Let me just have something in savings just for emergency. You can achieve it in 1 year. Now there's something we call the medium term goals. They are goals you can achieve within 5 years, between maybe 12 months and 5 years. Maybe you want to clear credit card debt. You want to start saving towards deposit towards a property or something like that. It's a goal, but it's for 5 years. And then we have the long-term goals, which is like more than 5 years, maybe saving for retirement. So whatever the category of the goal in terms of the time bound is important for you to know. And your goal is specific to you. I have to say that.
Yes.
It is unique to you. So my goal is different from yours. But the power of a community is when you all have your goals and you are supporting and all. I remember when I cleared my first credit card, I have a like-minded friend that are seeking, they were pursuing similar goals as me. I remember I couldn't share with my family, but I could share it with them because they could relate. They were happy for me. Some of them baked me cakes. They did the dance, the wind dance, and they asked, "Okay, when are we starting the next one?" They build that momentum for me not to give up. It is tough to achieve goals. If I tell you it's easy, then I'm lying.
Mhm.
But one thing that helped me, which I'm gonna stop with this, is let your why motivate you to want to achieve it. And I'll tell you, at that time, I'll tell you my why. My why, part of my why was to rewrite the history and change the legacy. You see, my mom struggled financially before she died. She struggled so much, so hard. It was hard for for her to actually to sort us out, the five of us out. And my grandma, bless her soul as well, she too struggled financially. She struggled. So part of my why is I am going to change this legacy and rewrite the history. Because when I started embarking on struggling financially, history is beginning to repeat itself. So a big why for me at the time when I was tackling my debt and working on my finances was I'm changing this legacy. I'm rewriting this history. That from me and the generations to come after me is no longer a lack of life of struggle financially. Instead, I'm rewriting it to a life of abundance, a life of more than enough, a life of blessed to be a blessing. That was a big goal for me. Enough of living paycheck to paycheck. Enough of counting down to when the next payday is going to be. Enough of topping up with overdraft and credit. I was tired of always broke. I mean, before the salary comes in, all the money's gone. Servicing debt, it wasn't a good life. So that was my why. And that motivated me, pushed me. It wasn't easy for me not to buy a single item of clothing. Oh, there's so many sales going on. No, I closed my eyes. Every spare I had was going to clearing debt. That was gazelle intensity, intentionality that my life must be different financially. So let your why motivate you. I don't know your why. My why, part of my why was what I told you. Maybe it's your children to leave a legacy and to rewrite history, to change things, or to actually live better. Let that encourage you to want to pursue your goal. And it didn't take me overnight to clear my debt. It took me years. See, that's why I talked about the small, medium, and the long-term goals. So it took me nearly 3 years to clear my debt. It could take you more than, but the fact remains, if you're consistent, you will get there.
Yeah.
There's always the end to every tunnel. The tunnel could be long, but there's going to be light at the end of it. So as long as you're consistent, they always say something that if you're tired of walking, of running, walk. If you're tired of walking, crawl. But just don't stop.
Don't stop.
In a
Yeah.
month, you might have just $10 to save. That's good enough. Next month, you might just have $5 to save. That's good enough. Next month, you might have $80 to save, but that's good enough. But consistently get into this habit of making sure you save something is crucial to getting that goal accomplished. So I'm
Yep.
really hoping that the power of a community will encourage people to this time, the version of themselves next year around this time will be with a smile that I've done well, girl. Well done.
Yeah.
You've achieved something for yourself.
And
Thank
I
you so
think
much for that, Nikkei. Megan, I see we have some comments and
we do.
feedback.
I was just going to say before we go to the comments, and that's one of the reasons why we're having this webinar at this time of the year. It's a good time. We're in the middle of our resolutions and plans for the year. And we want to ensure that as you stick to these resolutions or as you make these resolutions, you ensure that you are focusing on your finances and wanting to ensure that come next year, January 2026, you can look back and say, yeah, we did it. We did it.
Yep, we
And
made some
we
movement.
want to be part of that. So we do
Yeah.
have some comments and questions. I'm going to go straight to a question. before Nike leaves us, because I know you may not be with us for the entire time, but this is a question, Nike, from Grandma Mary. She wants to know, are you coming to Antigua? You have an open invitation.
When she gave me the pack, she gave me this beautiful, amazing pack. I saw the currency. I saw it in the pack. I say,
Yes.
I've got no excuse now, Grandma. I'm coming. Oh, Grandma
Oh, we got
Miriam,
to
I
plan
am
this.
come. I will definitely come. It's
Yes.
part of the plan. But don't worry, I will
Awesome.
message you. I will definitely be there very soon.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
All right. So, of course, she did say good afternoon. So I'm going up to the top now. Good afternoon from Grandma Mary. Wendy Jackson says good evening. Hi, Wendy. I'm not sure. So Kara says Fanny King. It might be Fanny using Kara's phone, but hi, Fanny. Hi, Kara. Karen Challenger, George, good afternoon. Real good advice. Thanks, Karen. Oh, the real Fanny King is here now. She says, powerful presentation. Love it. Thanks for sharing. And Althea says, I'm debt free because I'm not working. How can I stay debt free whenever I start to work? It starts with being intentional, Althea. So you start off with intention. And let's be clear, there's sometimes when you have to get into debt. All debt is not necessarily bad debt, but you have to be the one to determine what amount of debt you can afford to be in with a plan to get out of it within a particular time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the intentionality. So you have no debt now. Perhaps one of the things you do is, as you start to work, do like Nike. I'm not buying anything. I'm not buying any new clothes for 3 years. Save that money that comes in, so you don't get into debt for something else that you might need. Focus on the 4 needs that Nike spoke about, and anything outside of those, you only indulge in it if you do have excess. It's not easy, but it's doable, and it starts with being intentional.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to post the link to the registration link. Let me see if I can get this off. Okay, so the registration link is here. It's for those who haven't yet registered. This is the link you can use to register for our Pathway to Prosperity webinar tomorrow. And we don't have any other questions. So perhaps we can now maybe speak a little bit more about the details. Now, Nike, I thank you so much. I know it's been a long day for you. It's about 9:30 or so by now.
Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock. But I would like to just
so.
leave it end thought though before I drop off.
Yes.
Just to encourage people. You see, financial journey, I always talk about it. I always talk about finances as a journey, and it is a journey. But it begins with a single step, a simple step. And then that step is just going to be the starting point of whatever mapping, your roadmap you're going to do for yourself. So every money move you make along that journey, always think of, will my future self thank me for it?
Yeah.
See, tomorrow might be a day of information overload, but the only thing that will make a difference between those that will achieve something in their finances and those that remain the same is this word called action. So tomorrow you're going to have so many information. They're going to be talking to you about insurance, about savings, about investment, about financial education, about financial wellness. But the only thing that will make it a difference is if you just don't hear it, but you take action.
Mm-hmm.
I always say baby steps. You see, there is no secret to financial success. The only secret is consistent taking action. Baby steps. You can save $5 today. When things get better, increase it to $10. You can clear $10 debt today. When things get better, increase it to clearing $50. You can invest $20 today. When things get better, increase it to $100. And that is how wealth grows. And that's just as simple as that. There's no secret. Consistent taking action. So I will
Absolutely.
be with you. I will physically not be there, but I'm very sure it's going to be an amazing session.
Oh,
I'm looking forward
absolutely.
to hearing a
Thank
lot
you
of
Absolutely.
so, so
information.
much.
No problem.
Thank you, Nike. Thank you.
Always
Thank you.
great information. Thank you so
Yes.
much, and good
Go
luck with the
rest your
next book launch.
voice. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
very exciting.
So we are going to be giving away one of Nike's books at our Pathway to Prosperity webinar tomorrow. So you have to come and participate so that you could be the lucky winner. I'm trying to get the name of the book up. Tell you in a second. It is The Beauty of Compounding.
That's a good one.
And yes,
Introduction to investing. That's a good one.
yes, A Beginner's Guide to Investing. And I purchased that one specifically because we are focusing on investing. And I know I have gotten over the years a lot of questions about investing and how to do it and what's it all about. So they're going to be giving away that book. We're also going to be giving away one of Grandma Miri's books as well. So that's going to be another good one, Leading Loving Legacy. So it's going to be a good webinar. So I'm encouraging all of you who haven't yet registered, please do so. We are in the last stages of finalizing the numbers. So we're looking forward to as many of you as possible. So Nike, thank you so much. Continue
so
doing
much,
what you're
Nike.
doing. Continue writing, and not just writing. I just love when I see you on social media and you are delivering. You are so passionate, and you always bring the word in, which I love.
Thank you so much.
Yes, so continue doing. Love you too. Take care.
Thank you so much, and we'll catch up soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Great, bye.
All right, guys. So we are going to speak a little bit more about the webinar, Pathway to Prosperity webinar, and just speak about what can you expect at the webinar. So it's going to be tomorrow, Thursday, 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. Antigua time. If anyone is logging in from the US, it's 1:30 to 4:30. And we are focusing on well, let me show this particular slide first. So we have.
It may not be. It's a pity we can't get it larger.
Yeah. Well, we have 4 main topics. We are going to be speaking about your vision, your financial vision, and a roadmap that we are going to work on. Then we are going to also speak about smart savings and investments. We are going to have Bank of St. Lucia. They're one of our sponsors, and they will be going into a bit more detail on investing. Then we are going to be speaking about managing risk and insurance. We have 2 insurance persons who will be with us. And we'll also be speaking about entrepreneurship, turning your passion into profits. So that's going to be it's going to be a packed day because you know Samuel Feeds Consulting Group. We always have fun. So in between those, there are going to be other activities that will be quite interesting. So this is the lineup. I'm hoping you can see this a little bit more clearly.
And if you want to see it more clearly, it's on our social media.
That's true.
So you can go, look at it more closely.
So the persons who are going to be presenting tomorrow, we have Shahid Kalicharan. You know what? Let me show the individual slides, which are a little bit bigger. So this is showing everybody, but I'm going to show you the individual slides, and in no particular order. Let's go with, I was speaking about Shahid. So Shahid Kalicharan, he is the senior fund manager at Bank of St. Lucia fund management company. And he will be speaking about investing and how to go about doing it. They currently have 3 investment vehicles that we can invest in. And I know he'll be going into a bit more detail on that and just speaking about investing on a whole and really why it's important. And of course, the book from Nikkei would help as well, because that speaks about investing, the compound effect, which is so important. We also we'll be speaking about entrepreneurship. And we are going to have Chaz Samuel from No Days Off, as well as Luana Laurent. She is from Dominica, and her business is finance focused. They're both entrepreneurs, so they're going to be talking about turning their passion into profit. And the discussion will be on the things that worked for them, things that didn't. So for those of you who are thinking about going into a business or turning your passion into profits, you can get some insights here as to, what worked for them, what didn't work, and some guidelines for you. We also will be having a discussion on insurance. How do you manage risk? I know insurance sometimes gets a bad rap, but it's important that we protect our assets. So we're going to dig a little deeper. We have Darren Matthew Ward from Bryson's Insurance, as well as Esric Sullivan from Sagicor. And they are going to be breaking down the topic of insurance and how we can use it to protect our assets and protect ourselves as well. I will also be doing a session on crafting your vision. I mentioned that earlier. It's going to be a session where I will be taking you along a journey to getting you into that position where you're focusing on what's your vision, what are your goals, how do you intend to get there, similar to what Oyenike was saying, starting point, end point, and how do you get there, what are the steps you take, your goals being SMART, and things like that. So it is going to be quite interesting. It's going to be fun. And our question to you is, what's the best way to get on the pathway to prosperity? Well, you follow the budget signs, avoid the detours of impulse buys, and always yield to savings. Isn't that a good thing? Follow the budget signs, avoid detours of impulse buys, and always yield to savings. So I am looking forward to having all of you there tomorrow from 2:30. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. There'll be prizes. Please get your tea, because we're going to be sipping tea. We actually have some prosperity tea bags from Grandma Mary that we want.
Special blend intended to increase your confidence, your intentionality, clear your head.
Well, we want to ensure that all the persons who have registered get one, but the later you register, the more difficult it might be for us to deliver the tea to you. So we've already done so for some who have registered already, because at some point during the day, we're going to be sipping our tea, and our tea is our prosperity tea, TEA, as we get on the path to prosperity, TY. So looking forward to it. I know it's going to be fun and educational.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. There aren't any other comments. If there are any questions, we are here to answer them. So you can let us know if there's any questions that you have. We are open to answering them. If not, we might want to call it a little early today, Dorit. First time in a long time.
I don't know about early. I know it's 4:51. I don't know about early.
Well, it's early for us. Come on.
Ending on time.
It's early for us.
Yeah.
It's early for us. Yeah. You need to get some prosperity.
Yeah, I do. So, I'm really gonna dope up tonight. It's
yes, absolutely
lingering.
Yeah.
So you want to thank everyone for tuning in. If you have any questions, you can go to our Facebook page or send us
An email.
A WhatsApp. Give them your number, Mika, that they can WhatsApp you.
You can send us an email at info@samuelfelixconsulting.com.
That's true.
Well as you can send me a WhatsApp or you can call me 464-0841.
So it's not too late to register. It's late, but not too late.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we'll be taking applications up until I believe 10 tomorrow morning.
Yes,
we'll do that.
That would have to be the cutoff.
The absolute cutoff is 10 a.m. Antigua time tomorrow, but don't wait until then if you have an interest in coming.
Yep. So
Great.
See you guys tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
And let's jump on the prosperity train, the express train to prosperity. And we have the tools. We have your boarding pass. We're ready to go.
Absolutely. All right, folks. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks so much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.